Hey folks, welcome to episode 7 of Behind the Play, a video series where I take a look at all things related to CSGO tactics and strategy. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at attacking middle from vents as a terrorist on cache, something that is pretty common on the CT side, but not so often on the T side. So without further ado, let's get into it. The whole gist of this video is that the concept of boosting from checkers into the vents to get access to middle is pretty common as a CT. It's very powerful. You know, it really allows you to have someone who can help at middle as a CT and have vision on people coming boost or coming out mid main, while also maybe having some type of CT here in Z connector or up highway, and just, you know, add pressure or assistance to middle or get information however you want to play it, but also still be in position to where you can be here to assist your player inside B, wherever he may be, for some type of crossfire on the B lobby, or just to have a quick rotate in to assist maybe other players rotating in through heaven or rotating in through CT to assist a player inside the site. So you have 3 people there pretty quickly. So something that's very commonly used, and that's why you do see a lot of terrorists spin the Molotov inside of the vents to flush this player out, to either just get him out of the way and deny him information at middle, or to have someone attack him from B lobby and get a quick pick. You see that combo all the time where a Molotov flies over, forces this player out, and you have a player waiting right here to actually get the pick. And now you also do see CTs maybe just getting to vents by pushing middle. Maybe you see some type of Molotov on boost, some type of smoke on mid garage, and then you see them actually just run up middle and get into vents that way as well. Certainly also something that you see used quite a lot. Now, on the terrorist side, typically what you're going to see vents used for is for some type of B split. Typically, you're going to have some numbers of players waiting outside B lobby. I would say usually 3, if not 4, maybe 2, but usually you have a good amount of people waiting here inside the lobby, so we'll just put an X there, whatever. And then you're going to have some type of mid control take place where, you know, you're Molotoving sandbags, making sure that that player's flushed out, maybe smoking this guy off, maybe making sure that you're getting presence on highway. You even see some people smoking highway, you know, crisscross smokes that land here or whatever, to get out of mid garage or get out of a boosted position and get into vents and use it to split the B bomb site. So these are all things people have seen. But what is unique about what we're going to see here is the idea of getting a smoke down, getting control of checkers, faking the B bomb site with some utility on the B bomb site to make it look like you're going to be attacking B. Meanwhile, you maintain presence on the other side of the map after a default to you know, keep personnel there, to make sure that no one's pushing, to hear rotations, to basically be ready to go for some type of split on the A bomb site. And then you actually boost players through the vents into middle and then come up highway and actually split the A bomb site. Now, this is quite uncommon. I have very rarely seen this. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I'm not even quite sure what the origins of this idea are. You know, I'm not sure if some other team did this before Cloud9 or if other teams have picked up on after it. I haven't really seen it so much. So usually I try to explore the origins of different tactics I do in this series, but for this one, I'm not 100% sure. I feel like I've definitely seen terrorist boost into the vents to get out of B on the fly when maybe things aren't working out inside the B bomb site. Maybe they're getting denied, and so they feel the need to call an audible, is what I like to call it, you know, which is from American football, you know, at the line of scrimmage when maybe you have a play call but you decide to call yourself out of it. Peyton Manning was very famous for this. But yeah, so maybe you see it as a mid-round adjustment. You know, things aren't panning out, you want to get out, and you see a counter boost into vents. Definitely have seen it used that way, but not a play designed specifically with this in mind from the get-go. This is the original intent from the start, to do some type of counter boost to the vents as a terrorist to split the A bomb site. And so that's what's really neat about what we're going to watch unfold here. It's also worth noting that before this play in this particular match, this is Cloud9 versus Tempo Storm at DreamHack Austin, you did in fact see Stewie do some counter boosting at vents to actually flank through the Z connector and backstab on a B execute. So keep in mind that now Tempo Storm already has it in their head that, you know, Cloud9's been hitting the B bomb site with executes, and they have had to deal with players going through vents and perhaps trying to backstab them or cut off rotations. And so that's certainly something that Tempest Storm's already felt in this game. And it's always true that on a B-bomb site post-plant scenario, as CTs rotate through vents, they may, run into somebody in checkers, keeping an eye out for that. So that's obviously something else to keep in mind. But let's go ahead and actually play this through now. So what you're going to see is basically just a default at first. This is nothing, just playing over towards the B bomb side, just keeping an eye for any type of B lobby push, and eventually he'll work to get control of B lobby. Shroud, he's going squeaky door, he's pop flashing in, he's making sure no one's pushing that area of the map. Meanwhile, you have people holding at mid, you have Skadoodle with an op, he's peeked into A main, he's made sure there's no aggression there as well. So basically, everything is going default for the most part here. We're going to fast forward a bit now, and you'll eventually see Cloud9 begin to gather up here over towards the B side. They'll put a smoke down to basically make sure that no one from B side can peek into B lobby, which is going to give Stewie2K an easier time actually getting into Checker's room and clearing everything. Now, the crazy thing about this particular instance of running this play is that at any time, Showtime could have busted this play if he actually peeks. He's been hiding behind Checker's box the entire time. Now, in the grand scheme of things, we're thinking about the big picture and how this play can be used in the future. This is obviously something you have to watch out for, but in this particular round, it actually doesn't really affect them too much, so just kind of pointing that out. So anyway, Stewie does get control of Checkers. They actually put the Molotov down, Shroud does, to clear out vents. Again, we talked about that before, very common thing to do, and this would allow Stewie to kill anybody who maybe was inside waiting in the vents the whole time, but it also sells the idea that Cloud9 are looking to execute the B bomb site perhaps with some type of mid to B split. This is a very common Molotov to be used to help gain mid control, deny information, and perhaps set up for some type of mid to B split. So you got to keep all of that in mind. So this is good stuff here. Again, Tempo Storm can't really tell what's going on just yet. It is also worth noting that Tempo Storm boosted Lucas inside the site, and they also boosted Bolts over here in the corner. So Tempo Storm feels pretty comfortable about their A defense right now, and this does free up Phelps to have a little bit more flexibility in how he's playing towards highway and middle. So those are some other factors playing into all this. You can certainly see that as this plays out, some nades come into the B bomb site, and this actually does pull Henny off of middle, by the way, because he knows Showtime is alone inside Checkers. He knows he has these two players boosted up in the A bomb site, so Henny will actually swing over to Heaven now, and so this fake on the B bomb site is actually selling out pretty well. Like, they've already pulled the mid rotation, and they're also pulling Phelps over here to vent. So Phelps is looking to be that third man to rotate B for some type of B attack. So, so far so good in how Cloud9's designing this. But then here comes the change up. You can see there are a couple players being boosted into the vents, and they're going to catch Phelps making that rotation. Now they have control of middle. They've made Henny rotate. Showtime's still locked in the Checkers, and they still have a couple of players towards the A side. So now they can begin splitting the A bomb site through highway and A main. You can also see that Stewie is going to be able to get into Z connector. This means that he can hear the timing of the rotation back through CT spawn to the A bomb site. This is going to give a lot of information to the rest of his team on how to work it. You can see Skadoodle and Shroud, they're able to play a nice 2v1 trade onto Lucas in the site to make sure they get control. That means Skadoodle can get the bomb down, and now they have a favorable 2v1 post-plant scenario that you're going to be able to see them win out here as Stewie comes all the way back around to A main. He sets up a crossfire with Skadoodle, and they're able to go ahead and secure the round. So again, this is just really cool stuff. It's very uncommon to see terrorists use the vents any other way than using it to get information at Checkers from middle. Come out middle, get in here, get information at Checkers, maybe still attack the A bomb site at the end of the day. Maybe you plant a lurker in the B bomb site this way. Maybe you're going to use it for a B split with some personnel sitting out here at B lobby as well. That's typically the way it's used. And then we talked about the ways it's used in the CT side to have presence middle but still have someone ready to assist at the B bomb site. And again, we've talked about how at times, maybe in the heat of the moment, you call an adjustment and you counter boost through vents to get out of a bad situation in the B bomb site. But you can tell from the get-go that this is how this round was designed. The intent the whole time was to do a default, clear out these areas, get eyes on all of it, get control of checkers, get B lobby, basically do all the things you'd like to do on a default, and then leave a couple of members over here at A ready to go, and then go ahead and do the counter boost at vents, put utility on the B bomb site to sell that it could be a B execute, use the typical Molotov in vents to flush a player out to make sure that the vents are in fact clear and able to be used as a terrorist to go into middle, as well as further sell that idea of maybe some type of mid control coming in or some type of B split coming in. And so there's some faking elements to this, and it's just a nifty way to use the vent, something you don't see very often. And I think this is certainly something we could see maybe toyed around with more in the future as well. So folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Behind the Play. If you did, please do follow and subscribe to catch more episodes of Behind the Play, as well as some other content I like to do here on the YouTube channel, whether it be interviews or me just discussing different topics in the scene. Definitely follow and subscribe for all that content, and I'll catch you next time.